Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Faisal Raza Khan and you are watching Foresight. This year is the Belt and Road Initiative's 10th anniversary. And in the same spirit, Belt and Road Forum was organized in China, and it was a 2 days forum, and approximately about 30 head of states, more than 140 countries participated in it. The theme of this forum was basically connectivity in open global economy. During inaugural address to this forum, Chinese President Xi Jinping has not only announced new initiatives, more financing, but also stressed upon more integration and high quality development. Caretaker Prime Minister Kakar is on an official visit to China. It's a 5-day visit. He has not only met with the heads of states of different countries, but also the leadership of China, and also participated in Belt and Road Forum. During the address of the Prime Minister, he has endorsed the connectivity and integration of entire region, but also he has invited the foreign direct investment from different countries along with the Chinese public and private sector. He has also stressed upon the need of speed up of the second phase of the CPAC projects, particularly the special economic zones. Now, the international leadership who was among the participants of this whole forum, they have termed this initiative as an integrated development. On these important aspects of the Belt and Road Initiative, we start our discussion with our panelists, and today we have in our studios, we have Sara Ijaz. She is the managing editor, also the analyst, and serving at the Institute of Strategic Studies, Islamabad. Along with her, Brigadier Hamid Malik. He is international relation expert, and we have at Skype from the Chinese television CGTN, Chen Yuan. So most welcome to you all, and first of all I go to our guest from CGTN. Chen, how do you see particularly this Belt and Road Forum, because in this forum particularly once again Chinese leadership take a leap and stress upon integration of the whole region and also connectivity across the globe?
So first of all, a lot of achievement has been made, including expansion of cooperation in area, for example, in Pakistan, the Gadar International Airport. This is one of the major projects that being mentioned include in the achievement of the Belt and Road Forum. In addition to that, we also see cooperation in different areas, including people-to-people exchanges. Also in the achievements include an establishment of experts communication mechanism, allowing Chinese expert and also Pakistan expert to exchange their view and knowledge on development of roads and also, like, for example, highway as well as railway. So these are some of the things, movement that we see as part of the outcome of the Belt and Road Forum that happened on Tuesday and Wednesday. So these are some of the major achievements. In addition to that, I also was in the part of the high-level forum that Prime Minister Kakar, who gave a speech on, for example, the connectivity is not only on infrastructure, but we are also looking forward to see them in different areas, including trade, people-to-people exchanges. So connectivity is definitely one of the main themes that being expressed at the forum.
You were talking about particularly Prime Minister Kakar's speech. So he also stressed upon the second phase of CPAC along with the important social economic zones, because that is important, because when we are talking about CPAC, it's going nice from the last 10 years. And he was stressing upon regional connectivity as well and beyond from CPAC, because CPAC extension to Afghanistan as well. So how do you see that perspective?
So I actually got the opportunity to talk with some of the Pakistan counterpart journalists who are also covering the event. They explained to me, so the outcome of the first phase, many of them and also experts seeing the first phase of the cooperation is more short term. So now as the past decades, now we're moving to a new phase. The phase is more medium term, and what they call it's the second phase. What we're seeing is the cooperation become deeper, become wider, especially focusing on, for example, the China-Pakistan economic corridor. It's part of the main project, and we also see emphasis on not only the infrastructure we're talking about, but we're also seeing cooperation in green development, and as I mentioned earlier, people-to-people exchanges. So previously, we're more seeing economic cooperation. We're seeing some cooperation on infrastructure, but we're seeing the cooperation coming out from more dimension in comparison to previous phase.
Okay, Chen, stay with us. We have guests in our studio. So, Sarah, if you because you are the managing editor of one of the very prime think tank. So how do you see, particularly when we are talking about CPAC projects and its second phase, lots of MOUs were also signed during the Prime Minister's visit to China. So what is the significance of this visit, this BRI or BRF, and how do you categorize particularly those MOUs, because those are now related to the second phase of the CPAC as well?
I would like to say that in these problematic and chaotic times, when the world is going through conflicts like Russia, Ukraine crisis, now the current crisis of Palestine and Gaza, now there is more than ever, there is a requirement or a need of connectivity, inclusivity and cooperation. And I think the BRI or the President Xi's vision of BRI is of connectivity, or is of inclusivity, and is of peaceful rise, or is of economic cooperation. So I think that this is the high time when the world actually can get benefit out of it, and it's been 10 years. First phase has been passed, and we have already seen that the main drivers of regional connectivity, like foreign direct investment, international trade, people-to-people contact, and ICT, information and computer technology, all these are making people and different nations and civilizations together. And when it comes to our relationship with China, Sino-Pakistan relations, it's some relations and some things are beyond any distrust, beyond any doubt, and China and world knows about it. And the recent MOUs between the Pakistan, which Pakistan and China have just signed, they will actually help Pakistan to counter the energy crisis which is going through here in Pakistan.
Definitely. When we are talking about CPAC, it's important that the CPAC projects are contributing a lot to the Pakistan economy. Pakistan is now moving up, and Pakistan intend to grow, and CPAC is helping in that regard. When we are talking about Brigadier Hamid, about the CPAC projects and the first phase particularly, how the first phase helped Pakistan to enter into the second phase, how it is integrated and how it is helping Pakistan's economy to grow, because agriculture, industrial development and all that is the pivotal part of the second phase.
I think Pakistan has been very lucky because of its geographical location, that China wanted connectivity to the other parts of the region, and Pakistan has benefited from it. The industrial as well as the infrastructure development which Pakistan has seen in the last 5 and 10 years, it is because of the CPAC, because of the funding and finance coming from China. And China wanted the regional connectivity which Pakistan promises to the Central Asian state, to India and to Iran and to Afghanistan. These actually has been exploited by China, and in future also, that now with the infrastructure on ground, Pakistan providing ideal regional connectivity, and through Gwadar, as one of my Chinese friend also highlighted, that the airport there and the seaport there provides them an opportunity to go up to Gulf states and Gulf state they can get energy, and from the Central Asian state also they can get good market as well as energy. And I think Pakistan has been also one of the major beneficiary of this partnership. And we also know that friendship between Pakistan and China is deeper than the oceans and higher than the mountains, and it has been actually manifested by China.
Definitely.
By supporting us.
When Pakistan is the beneficiary of the first ever flagship project of the BRI, so no doubt that Pakistan is getting benefit of that.
We see that the economic meltdown which we were facing last year, recently, China came to help us,
definitely,
to provide us that reserves so that we don't get puzzled or confused for our development. And now the integration between the first phase and second phase is, I think, the high mark of the CPAC, because now the infrastructure is available, energy crisis is over, and now the development of the economic zones where the industrial development will be coming to us, and the collaboration between Chinese expertise and Pakistan labor, I think is going to pay a very good progress path for Pakistan. We have a good youth bulge.
Definitely. We have a lot of human resource.
That network is available to us, and Chinese expertise and Chinese finance coming to us, we are going to have leaps of progress.
Definitely. And Chen, you are with us right now? You are hearing? Chen, how do you see, particularly when we are talking about the Belt and Road Initiative, connectivity, the projects, the linkages, all that? What sense you got during the Belt and Road Forum to the rest of the countries, because how they are geared up to invest in other countries who are the part of Belt and Road Initiative, because it's China investing in all the sectors and all that. But what is the essence of the other countries, how they are, whether they are ready to invest in other countries like Pakistan, because Pakistan is the beneficiary of the first ever flagship project of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor?
I think at the beginning you were talking about now there is a new initiative. Actually, the initiative is an expansion. President Xi said during his speech that there are 8 actions being carried out to support the joint pursuit of high quality Belt and Road Initiative development. I want to put the emphasis on high quality. The word why high quality is so important is because first we were focusing on connectivity, but now we're focusing on the high quality development, including we are exchanges experts. We are establishing a more, for example, just focusing on the connectivity itself. We're looking to establish a network that connects to each other, just even within the country. The air, the sea, the land, railways are connected with seaport and connected with aviation, so that all the trade can begin moving around. I think that's we're not saying that this investment, this cooperation is one direction. It benefits the people local, as well as it pretty much benefit the people who are also on the entire line. So we're seeing not just where the money is directly going, that's not how we're seeing the investment and then the outcome, but we're seeing the entire supply chain as well as the production chain benefited from such action.
So how do you see, particularly Prime Minister Caretaker is there in China, he is on 5-day visit. So as we were talking about dozens of MOUs signed in the different sectors of cooperation, so how do you see particularly this visit and integration with all those Chinese companies, particularly who are their CEOs and their heads are meeting with the Prime Minister? So what you got out of that? Is there any technical cooperation? You are talking about the high quality development. So in that perspective, how do you see that one to have investments in Pakistan, technology transfer, industrial setups and all that?
I think my answer to your question is first, the sentiment when the Prime Minister arrived in China, people are saying, oh, our old friends are coming again. So I think this is the welcoming, the sense of friendship that we already established. I think this is one of the key points that we have to keep in mind here. And the second perspective, when you are talking about whether the investment are coming, what are some of the opportunities laying ahead, and also how other companies react to his visit, I think there are lots of talking happening at the event. There are not only the exchanges among the government officials, but we are also seeing, for example, mingles and social show opportunities for companies to chat with each other. So I think to understand the forum, it's a celebration of connectivity and friendship, but at the same time, this is also an opportunity for businesses to exchange their ideas, what they can offer. So I think considering as a platform and the outcome I already talked about, including, for example, sustainable development of energy, and also some potentially hydropower cooperation that already mentioned in the achievements. So these are something that we're looking into, and I think that will lead to great outcomes.
Thank you very much, Chen Ziyuan. She is from CGTN. Thank you very much for your comments. And for your time as well. So how, Sarah, when we are talking about particularly the CPAC project, Pakistan is stressing hard on connectivity, integration and economic development across the region. So we haven't seen, or there is a meager progress on investment into the CPAC, particularly the CPAC project. So how do you categorize that instance, because Pakistan is stressing hard on that really?
Actually, it's unfortunate, but it's the reality, and that the dynamics of South Asia and the rivalry between Pakistan and India is one of the prime factors in it.
And by the way, this region is least integrated.
And least integrated too. So, so that's a one major impediment when it comes to, you know, investment, foreign investment coming to Pakistan. But again, as I mentioned, that with the strong ties and strengthened relationship with Sino-US, Pakistan and China, it will be overcome soon. And actually, we have to do one thing for it, that we have to make the things easier for the investors. We have to provide them one window solution, one window NOCs provision, where the investors are not, you know, they don't have to face much problems or much obstacles when it comes to getting NOCs or starting investment here in Pakistan. One thing. And as I mentioned, that ICT, in information and computer technology, is you know, major driver or the enabler of economic growth of any country. The more we will be focusing on it, the sooner we will be able to get the answers to the solutions, and we will be able to, you know, solve the problems which are coming in, you know, making the projects.
But Brigadier Sahab, when we are talking about this regional integration and connectivity, so it seems that it's not an easy thing, because it's not rosy everywhere. So there are problems, there are impediments and hurdles, because containment of China policy of the West is actually the real hurdle in all that, and that's why lots of problems are created, because, and we have faced there in Pakistan regarding, I'm talking about CPAC. So how do you see particularly the security of the CPAC and this containment of China policy of the West?
Before answering your question, I would first like to highlight the BRF, which took place 2 days before. Now we see the BRF is giving to the world a new world order, and its main contours are almost obvious to us now. That is what the Chinese want to the world, that is planning together, building together and benefiting together. And this strategy is also manifested in the CPAC also. You are very rightly highlighted that the integration in this region is the least. There were challenges earlier, about 10 years before also, but Chinese, they wanted that these impediments should be overcome. And what we see, that the delegation of Afghanistan is there, their commerce minister is there, and they have also realized that for better life of Afghanis, they need to be part of the connectivity. So this is a silver lining for us. At least through Afghanistan, the Central Asian states will be integrated with us, and through Gwadar,
definitely they are going to be the beneficiaries of this integration.
As far as India is concerned, you know, this is a big brother of the region, and we have to live with this reality. But at the same time, what we see, that there are different analysts in India which are now questioning the hegemonic attitude of the India, because they also want, if India has to be very steady on the path of progress and economy, they have to join the regional connectivity.
Otherwise, it
There
is
is no way out.
impossible to progress further, really.
There is no way out.
definitely. Your point is well taken. We have viewers right now, Dr. Fazlur Rahman. He is the Director, Pakistan Institute of China Studies. Most welcome to you, Dr. Saab.
Thank you.
Doctor, how do you see, particularly when we are talking about integration, connectivity, it is all about the development, prosperity of any region, and Pakistan is actually striving for that. Pakistan is trying hard to pick up on that pace. So how do you see that, particularly and especially in the light of Belt and Road Forum?
Well, actually, essentially, the Belt and Road Forum is a project for connectivity and easing trade and commerce between among the countries. So I think the political will is the most important thing on part of the member states, that they should work wholeheartedly and try to promote the idea of connectivity. At the same time, there are then physical impediments, physical structural impediments, which needs to be removed by making investments in infrastructure and by developing the connectivity in a way which is more comprehensive and which should lead towards economic integration of different countries. So Pakistan is one of the focal countries in terms of connectivity under the BRI, and Pakistan is striving very hard by not only developing the internal infrastructure, but also negotiating with the neighboring countries for connectivity, for possibilities of extending CPAC to the other regional countries. So it's kind of a futuristic plan, futuristic vision for connectivity and for trying to integrate economically Pakistan with the neighboring regions and the rest of the world.
So this is the larger picture, particularly when we are talking about. So, Doctor, do you think that Pakistan has already overcome the issues of availability of human resource, technical manpower, and infrastructure and all that because of the first phase of the CPAC, or Pakistan still lacks? So, because that is very important if we get the maximum benefits of the integration and connectivity out of the region.
In my opinion, we have sort of started making some progress on that. But as far as the human resource development is concerned, which is matchable with the Chinese standards or which is required for the development of special economic zones and industrialization, I think we still are lagging far behind, and we have to catch it up and try to sort of work hard on this front. There are several initiatives taken by the Chinese, especially the Tang Chinese International Group is very active in Pakistan. They are working with different universities and trying to develop special skills which are required for industrialization and for the CPAC projects. So I think with the process of, with the passage of time, we will be able to overcome this. As far as infrastructure is concerned, I think still we are, sort of in the process of making that infrastructure, because internally it has created a lot of ease of transportation, of communication. But unless until it is linked with the outside world, it is linked with the neighboring regions, I think the real benefits cannot be reaped till that time.
And how, particularly when we are talking about extension of CPAC to Afghanistan, so, and the Trans-Afghan Railway from Uzbekistan, Afghanistan to Pakistan. So, how do you see that aspect as well? And if you throw light on the Maritime Silk Road as well, because that is also the part of overall Belt and Road Initiative.
Actually, we have to look at it from this point of view. What kind of goods are available, which can be transported, especially from here to Gwadar, and from there to link it in terms of maritime connectivity and maritime passages to the rest of the world. I think we have not been able to develop, sort of a much surplus in terms of exports. And the Chinese Western regions are still in the process of development. And the goods which are being produced there are not so far being transported through this route. So until there is a huge volume of exportable trade or transit trade that takes place, which is envisaged for the future, I think we cannot say that these routes are operationalized to the benefit of both China and Pakistan. As far as the connectivity with Afghanistan is concerned, it largely depends on Pakistan-Afghanistan bilateral relations. And as the things develop, there are ups and downs. So there is kind of a element of uncertainty in terms of Pakistan extending CPAC to Afghanistan. But I think the Chinese side is very much keen to extend CPAC to Afghanistan, and the Afghans are also very much interested. But it all depends on the ground situation, how it evolves, how it unpan itself. Now we are in the process of sending back the illegal refugees. It might have some political repercussions also, which can have some negative implications as far as the extension of CPAC to Afghanistan is concerned.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fazlur Rahman, for your time. Now coming back to our guests in studios, Bagri Sahib, when we are talking about CPAC and the maritime Silk Road, unfortunately, Pakistan lacking in shipping sector, and when we are stressing hard on particularly the connectivity and integration, there would be an influx in future, might be the influx of the trade in this region and in Pakistan. So whether we have prepared ourselves on maritime front?
First of all, we must know that optimism is a good way of life.
Yeah, definitely.
There are impediments in life, there are challenges in life, but those challenges, impediments make you stronger. They make you think in the right direction.
And Alhamdulillah, Pakistan is one of the resilient nations.
As shipping industry is concerned, it is the futuristic approach for Pakistan. Yes, we have now the way. When there is a way, there is a will, there will be progress also.
Definitely.
And what we see that apart from, you talked about Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan corridor, there is also Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan corridor. And also, while from Gwadar, now look at the Gwadar itself. The seaport provides you lot of potential, lot of prospects for progress, because being the hub of activity through Pakistan, what was the Silk Road itself? The inspiration from the Belt and Road. The Chinese understood that Silk Road provided the vehicle for progress for all countries which were lying on the path of the Silk Road.
Yeah, definitely.
And Pakistan being, as I already alluded to and reiterated, that the geographical location of Pakistan makes us lucky that we can reach benefits of all this progress while being located in such a beautiful and ideal location.
Definitely. And Saira, if you have some last words on particularly connectivity, integration in the light of maritime Silk Road particularly.
Actually, the maritime transport is one of the main or the prime driver of regional connectivity. And it will definitely, it's a game changer sort of thing. And everything takes time, and I think we should give time as the new scenario, new government will come into power. Definitely things will come into a better shape, and we should not lose hope. And as I mentioned, that this is the prime time because the world is going through through very hard times. And be it connectivity, be it inclusivity, be it, what you would call it, togetherness, cooperation, and these are the hallmarks of BRI. And maritime Silk Road or the maritime transportation projects will definitely make the civilizations and nations to come closer and together. And one more thing, that it will also help in people-to-people contact, and international people migration will be in a better position. International labor system will be in a better way. And lastly, it will also connect the multinational and the small producers to come closer, and they will find out different ways of production and investment networks, and new patterns will be formed. So I think we should be hopeful and optimistic towards it.
Yeah, definitely.
It will take time, but
we have to. Thank you very much, Sara Ijaz,
most welcome.
for your participation. Thank you very much, Brigadier Hamid as well. And we are also thankful to Chen Yuan. She is from CGTN. Also, Dr. Fazlur Rahman joined us and given his overall outlook of the connectivity and integration. So, as our panelists suggested, it is important that Pakistan is a pivotal player in not only in South Asia but in Asia as well. And we have to look inward, particularly when we are talking about connectivity and integration. We have to grow up, particularly the human resource, technology and all that. And in that particular point in time, it is important in the Chinese perspective and connectivity and integration, it is important that region will grow when it is well knitted, well connected, integrated and interdependent. This is what Pakistan and China is emphasizing not only in the region but also globally. It's time to sign off here. Allah Hafiz wa Nasr.